Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday morning, and gosh, it's so cold here this morning. The other day I was saying it was spring-like, and now it's thermals and sweater weather, definitely. Um, I've got my mic, but you might have seen the little snippet that I didn't mean to post where I was messing about trying to get it to work. Um, so I deleted that. Shouldn't have been on. Um, but it's too echoey. It's probably worse than how it is now. So my son's coming in about an hour to take my Christmas decorations down. It's the 6th today, which is when they should all come down. So he's going to do that and set the mic up for me. So you've just got to bear with me for this video, maybe one more. Don't know. Depends what time he does it. Um, right, it's going to be a little rant video. I'm going to come on and do a nice one later. No ranting, just chat between you and me, and maybe a little bit of meditation, because I think we all could do with a little bit of de-stressing, and maybe we could do that together. And I'll read something to you. But I didn't sleep again last night. In the last 72 hours, I worked out I've had about 4 hours sleep, 6 hours sleep, and I know it's grief, and nobody can help, can they? Unless there's somebody who can come and talk to me about spirituality, which, is half going to come to me. That's all I want. Is it too much to ask? Anyway, let's get on to this. Life by Jen. Last night, um, I watched a new video of hers with Jean, who is now her fiance, not just her boyfriend, but her fiance. She's cut all her hair off because it was falling out, so she was wearing a beanie. And she looks larger than ever, I'm sad to say. She's got to be in the mid 600s now, 600 plus pounds. And what I find particularly upsetting is that she's had this opportunity. She went into hospital ill, unable to breathe, all the rest of it. And only a week or two before, she was laughing, saying COVID wasn't a thing and Western medicine is useless. Well, I've saved your life, ducks, haven't I? But she looks larger than ever. And Jean was there. It looked very dark in the room, a little bit depressing. And I've got my bluebell earrings on. But it was very dark in the room, and she was on the bed, and Jean was behind her. She looked larger. He looked like he looked like a man who'd been living on the street, although obviously he's not. He's got that flat. His name is on the lease with Jen, but he looked so unkempt, with hair that needed washing and cutting. He just looked filthy, to be honest. And Jenna's had this opportunity presented to her for free in hospital where she's been for months, in the nursing facility now where she is, and they would help her. She could have lost by now, at the weight she is, she could have lost almost £200. She could have done quite easily instead of putting weight on. I know that Jean was taking food in because they showed it when she was in hospital, but what a disgrace, really. And they live on benefits. Is it SSI in America? She does, and a YouTube money. I don't know what he's getting. He's probably down now as her carer. I don't know how it works because she'd been in hospital for months. But he gave his job up simply because he wanted to sit in the hospital all day with her, and he lay snoozing on the sofa in the corner while she was snoozing on the bed. I don't like the word layabout and scammers, but you know. And there's two sisters, one a new widow who came on and told me she was upset with me for mentioning about all the money that she gives to Jen. But I wasn't critical of her, I was just astounded at her and concerned for her. A new widow, she's funding them. And Jen and Jean came on and did a video and saying that they couldn't have done it, i.e. him leaving his job without her help. So they're taking money from her, and the name's out there, Marcine, and her disabled sister, taking advantage of them. He's getting taxis to and from the nursing facility. Disgraceful, really. I hope nobody in that nursing facility is infected by him in and out all the time. You know, we've got a worldwide pandemic. Do people not realise? Which brings me on to Chantal. She was saying that she thought she had COVID a few days ago. People were telling her to go home. And her reaction was, get mad, I'm not going home, deal with it, or words to that effect. Well, ducky do. You laid up now, but not before you went to Wendy's to get your burger, handing money over, maybe infecting the bloke who was serving you. Going to Pennington's clothes shopping, maybe infecting people who were there, walking round, dragging on the floor a cardigan, you know, that I don't think you bought. You know, you're going to put that back on the rack and somebody may buy it. You've been mauling these clothes, all of them, and yet now you think you've got COVID. Then you thought you had COVID. You ought to be reported, and reporting not to the authorities, I'm talking, and not just because of you going and breaking the curfew, the 10 o'clock curfew, back and forth to Nader's, but because you've knowingly gone into stores thinking you had the coronavirus, Omicron. You disgust me. Which brings me on to Nader. He's saying he's laid up as well. Didn't stop him doing a couple of videos though. I hope it's only him going to eat the food. But I bet you she's there as well. So they both are saying they've got COVID symptoms, but he comes on doing two videos. For goodness sake, you're treating people as though they're imbeciles. And everybody's catching on now. Thank heaven. I sound horrible, but I don't like scammers. This happened a few years ago with one of my subscribers' mother, and she still comes on now on my comment section. And her mother was scammed out of quite a bit of money, pension money. It riles me up no end. It does. That brings me on to Peetz. Peetz. Ramona is that confused about his sexual orientation? I don't know. Who talks in a monotone voice and likes to play with toys. and game and read books, but he doesn't want to go to work. He gave up his job, and the reason he gave up his job in customer service was because he didn't feel that he was getting job satisfaction. So he left that job without a job to go to. He now relies, I suspect, on benefits for his depression. As with a bad back, you can't prove that somebody doesn't have it. So he left his job. He wants to be a librarian. So until a job in a library comes up, he's not interested. He left his job without one to go to. So he's relying on what he gets coming in from the government, I suppose. Chantal, her goodwill, and Super Chat, the same as Nader Nader. The Super Chat. They're all doing it, folks. The Super Chat. And none of the three of them, the four of them, Jen, Chantal, Peetz, Nader, none of them, not one of them between them, have got an original idea or an opinion on anything. They've probably got an opinion on me, but that's water off a duck's back. Utterly distasteful and utterly disgraceful. That's all I'm going to say today, rant-wise, my darlings. And I'm going to come on and when my mic's fixed, hopefully today, and do something maybe to distress us, all of us, a little bit, helping myself whilst I'm helping you, maybe. I'll be back later. Lots of love. Bye.